Welcome back, everybody, to Make Something Monday. Today, we are starting a new world, SpiceWorld 2, for colony survival with a new update. So, I just did the showcase on Saturday. Part of the new update, they have changed the height level for the base level of water. So, you end up with your old worlds, if you try to reload them, you might end up underwater. So, you kind of do want to go ahead and get a new world going, which I have already done here. And I'm just going to find me a little spot here. We've got an island over there, which I would say seems like it'd be a very safe place to build a small tower or something like that. But I know zombies can come up through the water. I think I'm going to start with this spot as kind of a lighthouse type area. Something like right here is kind of a port town. Like we got this nice little harbor bay type thing going here. I could actually end up building across there and have a little boat harbor. Maybe build like some boats later on in the game. Let's get a few supplies going. Because right now it's going to be pretty much just myself getting things going until I can actually get a few colonists going as far as the new jobs. There's a bunch of new jobs we have, and I've already checked with the update showcase. We do start with a science lab because science and research is so heavily involved now. You have to actually use it early in the game to get certain things unlocked. So we're going to be getting a science guy going very soon. Try to get some research going, but also need to be able to prepare for food production. Okay, so it's day number 2. I have cleared every tree from this little section of land. I cleared all the grass down to one even level across. I went ahead and found out we actually start with some flax seeds now. So I was able to go ahead and plant some flax. I've got some berry bushes planted so I can just manually manage it. And I've already mapped out 2 wheat farms and 3 berry farms once I get going. And I think it's now time to start building a basic defensive structure, something that has points where I can have guards watching daytime and nighttime, and also have beds for everybody. And then once I get some upgrades going, get some better stuff going, we'll expand out and probably build more along, I'm thinking this way, going out there and replacing some of the sand with grass and dirt, and just building along this way, nice large, farming area, and then turn this into a little harbor and build up along into the mountains, because that mountain there looks to be pretty tall. So that might be a good spot to do like I was talking about in the last world, is actually do like a castle keep type thing up there. And that could be the main castle. Then down here is just going to be like our watchtower kind of thing. But for now, I need something at least to get started with. And it looks like day is already starting to wear along a bit. So we're going to get something going. Okay, one thing I've noticed is that now to make a bed, you need copper nails. Now we do start with some copper nails, but we don't start with a lot. So you're not going to be making a lot of beds early off because it's not as easy to make them anymore, which means you're going to have to do some mining on your own just to get things started as far as going beyond maybe 3 beds, 4 beds. I think you could do 4 beds total if you don't use it for anything else. But there's other stuff I probably will need the nails for shortly, so I'm going to stick with just 3 beds for now. That will get me at least 3 berry farmers going and will help get my food production up and running. So I've started mining down, and I found a bunch of the new spawning ores, the ones that will spawn above bedrock and are single harvesting type ores, same way you would do in like Minecraft. And mostly I've been finding copper, but I have gotten some tin as well, which is helpful. And I'm just going to mine my way down to about bedrock area, start clearing out a small space so that I can then have some miners down there, which should help me with some of my resources starting off, especially since now I'm finding all this nice copper. That helps a lot. So apparently they still haven't made it where you can actually harvest the berries yourself in the game. So I'm about to create myself 3 berry farmers. I did manage to go ahead and make some more copper nails thanks to all the copper I was finding as I started digging down. So I've got 8 beds total, which means now I need to recruit 3 colonists let you guys go and do the berry farmer jobs, which will get me some food going finally. And now I've got a bit of sand, I've got a bunch of stone bricks, which will help. More importantly, I did get some more copper, I did get tin. I also found some gypsum and iron ore. So that's going to help a little bit, but at least I've already got my little downward mine shaft started right over here. And once I've actually set up a better mine later on, I can just easily cover it up and not worry about it. But this is definitely a lot more of a Minecraft type feel now, because there's so much more you're going to have to be reliant on yourself for at the very beginning as you start getting things going in this game. Okay, so one important change with this update is you will now actually have a good use for leaves, because you'll use the leaves to make your slings. So don't just think you can ignore the leaves that you're collecting from trees. You actually want to collect them and put them to use early off to make slings, which are the weakest weapons you can make in the game. So now I've got a bullet, or a sling bullet. So basically a little stone, and I need stone bricks to make some. So we're going to do that and make a bunch of bullets, which will help me getting a couple of guards up. And it's a good thing I've already started planting and farming my own trees early off in the game, because I am definitely going to be using the wood a lot more now than maybe I would normally have to before the most recent update. The way they had things before, you really didn't have to worry about it so much. So I'm gonna plant a whole bunch of saplings, and there we go. I already got one from I think that was the one I already had left from the first group. So yeah, this will get me going for a while. Is nighttime, and I have my first zombie candidates, the weakest ones, which you can now not only shoot with a sling and rocks, you can actually punch them. And you can punch your colonists if you just want to be sadistic and kill them. Okay, so I went ahead and set up 2 nighttime slinger guards, because I am doing so much running around trying to kill these zombies right now that it's really slowing things down. And I figured, you know, the zombies, the monsters total, don't despawn when the sun comes up anymore. So it's not like, oh, hey, it's sunrise and they all just die. You actually have to still kill them, which is part of the reason why having a daytime guard, I guess. Plus, they made it so if you do have monsters spawning in daytime, depending on how you set your world up, you may need daytime guards. But it looks like the guards actually don't leave immediately at sunrise. Like, they stick around for a moment. I guess part of the transition period. See, like, here's my guys going out to the wheat and berry fields to get started, and my nighttime guards are still there on active duty, just waiting for the right moment to come back, and then they're going to go to bed. Okay, so I've made it through another night. I have got very low food because I went ahead and filled out all of my beds, all with colonists. I've got 4 nighttime sling guards. I've also now got a science researcher guy, and I'm hoping he'll do something. I told him to research something, but apparently I am missing the bronze ingot, so I need to figure out how I'm supposed to make that now. I will assume it's something to do with furnace, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So since my science is not going to work for the moment till I can get some other resources, I went ahead and decided I would place a forester down, let him deal with the saplings instead of me, which frees me up to worry about more mining and getting some other stuff going. One thing I'm definitely noticing with this update, this is a much slower start to the game than what I had before. I feel how sluggish things are moving at this point already compared to what I did the last time I started a game. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of changes I do like in the end ultimately, but right now I'm kind of feeling like I don't like all of these changes. Alright, so yes, my flats farming is working. I don't need it as much at the moment, I don't think. So I can wait about that till I get my food situation a little bit better. But I have got a lot of work to do, apparently, for this to get things really moving like I had before. But the advantages I'm already seeing, if I go ahead and build the large castle, stronghold, keep top structure up there, like I was thinking about doing in the last world, then that will be a very beneficial thing to do, because with the increased depth level, with the fact that basically the general height is higher than before, so there's more underground, I'm gonna have more room to dig down and build an even bigger, like, open cavern structure where I could have like a gigantic underground mining setup, dwarf fortress type thing. And I kind of like the fact that there's no trees in that little section there. So that might be something cool to do there, is have like the castle up there, have like a little boat dock there, and a hillside entrance into the underground caverns where all the work's being done. And that's where everything's brought up and put on ships to be sent out across the sea, ocean, whatever it is, to another colony kind of thing. But I've got plenty of work ahead of me on getting this back up and running. And I think instead of building a massive section here like I was doing in the previous world, I'm going to focus on getting my production going, not worrying about the aesthetics right now, just getting production good and going, and then get up there and start building the castle keep area up there. Once I've got that going, then I can start expanding down into the mountainside, building more production up that way with underground farms and so forth, and then just pretty much rebuild all this into like a little, watchtower outpost kind of thing. But yes, again, I've got plenty of work ahead of me, so that's going to be it for today's episode. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. Also, make sure you hit subscribe and tick the notification bell. Keep up all my content during the week. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter if you want to follow it that way. And, just say hi. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about the changes for the game. If you were starting a new world as well, what you're planning to do in yours. Love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Mr. Spicy, and I will see you in the next video.